Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Devils United. We're back with another watch-along, and we are doing the FA Cup game as Manchester United travel to Lewes, and we've got Andy today. Andy, how are you doing?
Good. Obviously, weird not being there, but I'll probably feel better tomorrow when I be able to write my own name because I think they left at about 6 a.m. from Old Trafford. So you have to kind of pick your battles these days.
No, exactly. It is a bit too much, isn't it, really? So I can understand that you didn't want to go, but
I would have the opportunity to be on with you anyway, Maisy.
I always love having you on. We'll quickly jump into the comments before we go into the lineup. Good afternoon, Ed. I hope you are well. Thank you for coming in. Good day to you too. Thank you for coming in. I hope you are well. Thank you, Bobby. Big up to you. Thanks for coming in. Hey then, Ravi. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. Hey there, Football Fiera. I hope you are well. Thanks for coming in. And hey there, Neil. Thanks for coming in. I hope you are well. So I've got the lineup with me. So we already know that Manchester United's last five games form is not too bad. We've got 3 wins, a draw, and a loss. So we'll go on to the lineup here that we do have. If it might be a little bit too big, so I'll just lower it. Is that a bit better to look at?
That's fine. I can see it. That's fine.
Yeah. So we've got Mary Ertz, we've got Maria, we've got Miller, we've got Maya Honor in the defence, Zella Bovisa in the pivot, with Martha Thomas, Lisa Garcia on the attacking midfield / wing, and then we've got Russo up top. What do you think of that lineup, Andy?
Well, it's funny because there's already been discussions offline within the group. Oh God, there's a picture of Skinner. That depresses me. So I've just seen the BBC program has just started. I think a few interesting ones. Obviously, Leah's not in the squad at all, so that's interesting. Is that a tactical decision? Do you want to give her a rest? Is she injured? No Hannah Blundell either, which is a bit of an interesting one as well. Good opportunity for Maria Torres-Dottier. Because she's really been out of the picture for quite a while now, and and she may be off in the summer, so it'll be good for her to get a chance in the cup run. I know a lot of people have been suggesting that Maya might play where you've got 4, and she might be a centre back, but we'll have to see when it starts. Obviously, good. Oh God, they've got a drum. Great,
fantastic.
Oh God, and bands as well. Looks like Jeremy Corbyn's on holiday with that guy in the middle. Anyway, it looks like an interesting eclectic group of opposition fans there. Obviously, Lisa's an interesting one, debut for her. The pitch looks a lot better than it used to be, though it's clearly not straight. So, as you can see by look at the stand there, it dips in the middle. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. But Lisa's probably a surprise. Martha Thomas, to be honest, she's been as dangerous as a butter knife recently, but she did well against Chelsea. So I'll just have to see. What was your thoughts on
it? In my opinion, I think I wouldn't have started Maria. Maybe it's just because I'm a huge fan of her, but if you're not gonna play Hannah Blundell, fine. I would have preferred then to play Honor on the left, and I would have put Maisy Letitia as the right back role, and then I would have put Mannion as the centre back option, because Mannion has actually got a lot more. She's a lot more in game fitness than what Maria is right now, and the thing is, Maria is not a fullback, and to play in the fullback role, I don't like it.
Well, this is it, and I'm just looking at it now. Just an interesting thing to keep an eye on, a little bit of a techie thing that people like me notice. When you see the referee, she hasn't got the WSL badge on her chest. So what that means, she's got a local referee society badge. So what that means is we really are talking about the dregs of the dregs when it comes to the referee. She's not going to be at the level that would normally be able to get WSL games, because obviously it's the FA Cup. So we'll have to see what happens when the game gets going. All 3 of them have got county ref badges on their chests, so they're quite low-level refs. So this should be interesting.
Mm-hmm. I agree here, though. Leon's still not getting a start. Like, you do look at it and think, what does it take for Leon to get a start at this point?
Oh, she's out the door in summer. It's definitely personal. I don't know whether or not she stood up to Skinner or said something funny to Skinner, or whatever. But I think she's out the door for summer. I don't think we're ever going to know what happened there. I mean, maybe you've got the background with the men's game, but maybe think about various players that might have challenged Ferguson back in the day. You know, when they really do something stupid. I'm not saying she would have done it, but if the manager doesn't like you and thinks that you've been challenged, they move them out, don't they?
Yeah, I think for me though, when you do look at the forward line, like in some games, it is very dry. And you look at, for instance, Reading, you look at, for instance, Everton, and you think they're the kind of games that you could have really done with Leon in.
Yeah, I mean, she's a good attacking threat. She's a really good player, but she's just persona non grata when it comes to Man United women for some reason. Like, they wheeled her out to do this Canadian welcome for Jade Riviera when she did that video. But apart from that, I can't really tell you. Like we discussed on the pod, you know, what goes on with Mark Skinner is an interesting one because obviously we discussed on the pod on Monday that, you know, that one of our sort of fans challenged Skinner and said, what about the subs in the last 10 minutes of Chelsea? What about the subs? And he just sort of fobbed her off. And Charlotte Healy said they had 7 strikers on the pitch. What else do you want? Well, there's no. If you look at that formation, there isn't that many attackers there, is there?
No, exactly. And you've got what? How many? You've got Mannion, you've got Tukara, who can play in the centre back, Cascarino and Ladd, who's both defensive midfielders. And I think for me, that's far too many. That's my opinion, though.
Yeah, I will have to say. I mean, you know, a lot of people have said in a negative way that we sort of play to the level of the team that we play. So we drop our skills when we play against your Lewises, against your Durhams. I mean, I think a lot of people have been a bit, what's it called? Looking ahead of this game because I'm, you know, a veteran of traveling 3 times to Durham away and watching them lose 3 times. So, you know, if you look at where Lewes is in the championship, the WSL2, the FA Women's Championship, they're roughly where Durham was in October when they played us at the Conti. And obviously, as you can see there, they've got a sold out, in inverted commas, stadium. So we'll just have to see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like it's due to start in a few minutes as well. How do you see the game going for you? What score prediction are you going to go for?
It's so well. I mean, on paper, you know, if this was Arsenal versus Lewes, oh God, that's Skinner again. If this was Arsenal versus Lewes, it should be 8-9-0 because it's a second tier team, but we don't seem to do that. So maybe a 4-0 to United.
To be honest, we really struggled against Sunderland, and that is the thing that kind of worries me. And I think if we struggle against Sunderland, how are we going to do against Lewes, who are actually in good form in the last 5 games?
Yeah, and as I say, we joke, don't we, when we're at the games and we sort of go ahead, we'll say, you know, 1-0 in your cup final and all this kind of stuff. But this literally is their cup final. Like, you know, Lewes is if people don't know, it's a fan-owned club. You can basically buy a share for like 30 quid and you get access to an app and you can vote on various decisions. And their men's side is in either the Eisman or the Vanarama North. So not the National League, the one below that or the one below that. So it's a little bit of a trick to say that they pay their men and women's team equally, because they do, but their men's team is so low level. That's why they can do it. But they do a lot of good campaigning in relation to equality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I can see here the game has actually kicked off now. So I've got a different timer on. I've got it downwards just because for some reason the foot mob isn't working. Oh, it is actually working. Silly me. I'll get that one up. The foot mob's actually looks a lot nicer.
To be honest, I think if Skinner had a countdown that went downwards, he might make subs a bit quicker.
There you go. So that looks a bit better now. Hey there to my queen. I hope you are well. Thank you for coming into the chat. Who are the team user playing? Don't really know them. They're a championship side, aren't they?
Yeah, so we sort of just covered that really. So Lewes, or Lewes is how you pronounce it, is just further south than Brighton. So if you have a look on the map, it's pretty much paddling in the English Channel. They have a men's side, and I think the Eisman or the Vanarama North, so sort of tier 6, tier 7. Their pitch has improved a heck of a lot more than it used to. And obviously, this is the first game that we played at their place since we were in the championship in 2018, I think it was. So basically, they're kind of there and thereabouts. The championship is kind of their ceiling. They're not really got the money to go any higher, but they've never really been in a relegation fight, if you know what I mean. They sort of bob along in the middle of the pack. And they tend to have random like loanees and random signings. So I think for a long time they had like 3 or 4 Kiwi players, from New Zealand, which would be interesting for summer. I don't know how many of theirs are playing today, and it's interesting that they're playing in their away kit, considering they're at home, which is rather annoying. It's a bit of an annoyance for you, that isn't it, as well, when the home team plays in a different kit.
I've never known of that though before. The home team wearing a completely different.
I get why we're doing it, because their home kit is black and red, so we can't wear our red kit. And so sure, we can roll the dice on the green, but I don't get why they're wearing their away.
We've got good memories though from the green.
Arsenal. I have good memories from the green as well. I say that I was very ill afterwards with tonsillitis for a couple of weeks, but it was
yeah, that was pretty poor cross though, really, does Sam.
Yeah. So let's see what way you're up to. So I'm on 3 minutes 22. What are you on now?
Just come on for 3 minutes.
Oh, it's interesting, because normally it's the other way around. If anyone watches the occasional watch-alongs that I do with Maisy, normally Maisy's far ahead, and she just goes, "Oh, bloody hell!" And like 20 minutes later, I can see the answer. But this time, I'm a bit of ahead, so maybe I'll have to be the professional.
Hey there, EK. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. And hey there, Reese. I hope you're well. Yeah. Thanks for coming in. Lads on the bench, rather. I think we have come out strong though so far. I liked the bit of connection there with Bo Risa and Honor in the attacking right hand side.
Yeah, I mean, I think, to be honest, as I say, I'm impressed by the pitch. If anyone remembers or sees videos on YouTube of the old pitch in 2018, it was bold as hell. It was bolder than Erik ten Hag. It was really, really not a good quality. So it looks a lot better than it used to, and it's going to obviously help us out a little bit. It looks like, looking at the image there, you'll see it in a few seconds, Maisy. Barisa looks like she's means business. And obviously we have got a large Norwegian contingent today, 3 Norway players on the pitch. So it'll be interesting to see how they link with each other.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of space there from Lewes, really. But I don't know. I do think Bo Risa and Lisa really needed to start. But I just think that it was just a bit sus with Maria playing.
Yeah, I mean, Maria's an interesting one, because, as I said, I think she's out the door in summer, so it's an interesting decision. The fact that Blundell's not in the squad and tells me, is it a resting decision? Is it a knock or an injury? It's a hell of a long way to go as well, because remember, like the men's game, they don't fly. They get a coach the night before, they stay over in a hotel, and they get a coach back that same night. So it's a long way to travel. Oh, good set, good. You'll see it in a few seconds. Good defense by Maria then, because we were a bit exposed then at the back.
Yeah, it was. That's what I mean. Sometimes when we go too far forward, we can leave the open space, but that's what we get for using the majority of our attacking play from fullbacks.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Maria that we would lose. Or suppose it's a different decision than with Hannah, is Hannah's a bit of an attacking fullback, whereas Maria is very defensive.
Yeah.
There's a quarter ball comes in from Lewes. Ooh.
That was a good shot though from Lewes, and like you say, it's a good clearance from Maria. She's probably been the best player so far.
Well, wait till you see the corner, because it pings around a little bit, and then the Lewes player has a shot but misses it. Thank God.
Yeah. It's a corner anyway.
Everyone looks a little bit angry to be there. Mary looks a bit angry. You see her after the corner. She looks a bit angry. I mean, everyone's a little bit. They've had a bit of a long journey, I think.
Yeah. Well, they probably could they possibly flew there though?
They don't. No, they don't have the money for the women's game, so they drive it.
Okay.
So they have a coach the night before, and then all right, it is a nice coach. It's got satellite TV and shit like that. It's a really nice coach, but it's a coach. And then they get a hotel, and then they drive to the game typically.
Okay. I thought they would have potentially have got the plane, but with it being so far, but that's understandable.
Well, don't the men go from Stockport on the train to London anyway?
I think they get a plane.
Let me guess, Zellum is playing. Yeah, Ravi, I know we've had that conversation offline.
To be honest, though, do you know Lisa? I thought she was more of a box to box. Do you know where Zellum plays?
Yeah.
I didn't know she was more of a creative forward player because I would have played Bo Visa there instead.
She probably is a box to box player, but because Mark Skinner's scared to death of moving Zellum away from anywhere but the pitch, then she'll force anyone. He'll shoehorn anyone into whatever he wants to do. As Bo Rees is going down the wing there, and then goal for United. You'll see it in a few seconds, and I don't know who's got that, to be honest. It was brilliant. They just kind of switched off. It was Bo Rees down the wing.
Well, Bo Visa assisted anyway. Bo Visa brilliant.
Is it?
Let's have a look. Honor crossed in.
Oh, it was Honor, wasn't it?
Was it an off? Or was it an off goal? Was it an own goal? I can't tell if they touched it.
It was a direct to Honor. Maybe Honor got it. Did Honor get it straight in? We'll see.
It looks like she did. Looks like she did, but I can't tell if it was Honor or.
The Russo's been given it. Well, we'll have to see that. Russo's been given.
Honor crossed in. Nah, I can't tell if Russo.
I think Russo air kicked that, but fair play to her if she's been given it. But that's a great start by United. It's exactly what should happen when we play a team like this, and normally doesn't happen. So fair play, and they are going to wobble because they're at home, and obviously there is a massive difference. We should hopefully be able to turn the screw a little bit now.
Yeah, there you go. I've updated that.
Chloe said
it's coming that it's an own goal on.
Well, BBC just put Russo 8 minutes on their thing. So
did the FA player.
I'll go with Chloe then. Chloe said it's been classed as an own goal.
Yeah, it says on what we're using as an own goal as well. So I'll put it as an own goal.
Oh, bloody hell. Hello. That's a bit of a tackle on forward.
I didn't think that Russo touched it, and it did look like either an own goal or it was Russo, or it was Honor, but I didn't think Russo touched it at all.
I'm so glad to hear that drum.
I hope you're well, Chloe, as well. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, I hope you're
well. It's my little favourite. She always comes in during watch-alongs. Always saying things about Millie Turner as well, being slow and
Lewes just tweeted it was an own goal as well. Yeah. Apparently.
Well, it must have been an own goal then. How do we watch live? FA player if you're outside the UK. If you're in the UK, BBC.
Yeah. BBC iPlayer or BBC Red Button. Free kick to United. Is that looking at that? Thomas is down at the minute, but it might look a bit like a tactical. Yeah, it's a tactical injury. It should be up in about 5 minutes. Yeah, that's what made me laugh about last weekend was that Emma Hayes famously was moaning, wasn't she, that they lost the Conti Cup because of these tactical injuries off goalkeepers. And what did she do with Berger? Berger sat down so they could do the same thing last week.
I know. Well, it's just sometimes you could be a bit of an hypocrite, can't you? So.
Yeah. Straight to Garcia. That's good. So, Garcia, and then missed it to 4 then. So.
I did think Martha Thomas went a little bit, she did go down a bit easily, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I think they've had any stand built as well. I've never been to Lewes, by the way. It's one of the one of the stadiums I've never been to. Probably would like to tick it off at some point, but I couldn't have tomorrow. So.
That's understandable. I think we do need to kill this game off in the first half because Lewes are getting control of the ball, but they could be one of them teams where it could take a few minutes to get into play.
Yeah, They're semi-professional as well, I think. So they are going to lose energy. Yeah, they're not. I think it's funny because if you didn't really know who was playing who, especially with the current kits at the minute, they look a bit more like they've had a long trip, not us. They're a little bit more, struggling at the minute. I'm assuming that's their manager. Jesus Christ, makes skin look stylish.
Yeah. Hope you are well too, Nipper, and thanks for coming in. Yeah, it would do a little bit of a cross there to Garcia, but it looks like Garcia is playing on the left.
Yeah, God, now Skinner gets his posing picture, so I forget I'm about 30 seconds ahead of you, but I'll let you know what's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, they're nowhere near us really. We are looking like the sort of the first sort of the WSL1 team, the team, because we're just literally we're running rings around them, which is exactly what we should be doing. And now great ball through now, and then Thomas just kind of miskicked that really. But yeah, gone for a goal kick. 13 minutes gone for me.
Yeah, I'm about 30 seconds behind.
There's a big travelling contingent as well. I think it's about 400 tickets that they got. Obviously, a lot more of the basically Birmingham South Reds, really. God, I've had enough of that drum. I can't even hear him.
I can see the drum though.
I wouldn't want to jinx it too much yet, Reese. But the draw, unlike the men's, where the draw is normally straight after the final game, it'll be on Monday night and it'll be shoehorned into some random BBC show, like the One Show last time or something like that. So it'll be Monday night at some point, probably about 7:30, something along those lines.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed we do get a decent draw. Just because apart from Chelsea, there isn't many other teams that could beat us in that draw.
Aston Villa v City is probably the next strongest game, isn't it, tonight? So I think if City's obviously going to be a danger, same with Villa as well.
The thing is, Villa's been playing well against Manchester City, haven't they?
Yeah, that's true. The easy one, the one that we would really hope to see is obviously there's a game also being played today, Brighton against Birmingham. So the winner of that obviously will go into the hat. So if we could get them, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Crossed by Martha Thomas. It was a bit of a poor cross on Thomas there, if you want me to be honest. I think she went far too late though. Ravi wants to know what your favourite football under Skin has been.
Ravi's trying to wind me up. I mean, to be honest, it is probably Arsenal. That win against Arsenal.
Yeah,
it was a long time ago. I can't remember the specific reasons, but we did play a lot more attacking and a lot more direct. What Skinner naturally likes to do is that ticky-tacky stuff, where it's almost sideward passing all the time, and we can do it when we've got time on the ball, like places against Lewes. But you can't play against big teams like that.
I think though, to be honest, if we was to get an easier round, we probably end up getting Chelsea in the final.
Yeah, well, we're going to get Chelsea at some point, and if we were not a million miles away last weekend. Obviously, I was there. So I think we're gonna, for a game at Wembley, you're gonna have to play the big dog, aren't you? So I'm kind of resigned to a Chelsea United final. That would definitely still be worth it.
Yeah, it would be good, but I just think that we can't play play into their hands again. We would need to actually come out and actually have some proper, as I'd like to say, some proper tactics, because it just seems everything goes out the window when it does come to Chelsea.
It's just interesting. Again, you'll see it sort of in about 30 seconds time, but we've just got so much time on the ball, and they are looking like, women against teenage girls, because we've just got so much time on the ball. They're running around like you see lower level school players play, lose. I mean, and and we're doing were doing quite well, and obviously Russo crosses in as well, and then it cleared a bit again by a Lewes player, and I think it's going to be for a throw-in. See a few seconds.
Yeah, Chloe thinks that it's going to be a Chelsea City semi-final.
I hope so. The other alternative will be United City, which is something that they used to do all the time, but haven't done recently. But at least United City, either way, is not a long journey. I don't fancy going down to Kings Meadow again this season.
No. Question from Nippon. What would hurt more, bottling a FA Cup final to Liverpool or bottling a Manchester derby in the Champions League final?
Bottling a FA Cup final to Liverpool or bottling a Manchester derby in the Champions League final?
In the Champions League final.
I think obviously it would be the Champions League final. I think, you're assuming that City will ever get to the group stage again, and I think they probably won't. Even if they qualify for Champions League, they've got a bit of a psychological barrier. A good shot by Russo there. But yeah, and obviously in the women's game, Liverpool is a much weaker team than they are in the men's. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know anything about Lewes, rather, so we couldn't tell you any what you've asked.
Yeah, I mean, I know they've got a smattering of internationals, but they're like from very small countries like New Zealand and places like that. So, and actually, if you think about it, let's just go through some of the internationals that United have got on the pitch. So you've got England international Mary Earps. You've got 3 Norwegian internationals with Lisa.
We've got 2 England internationals, really.
No, I'm just going through it from top to bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so on the pitch at the minute, you've got you got Mary Earps, England international. You've got 4 is a New Zealand Norway international.
Yeah.
Mai is an England international. Anna is a Spanish international. Zellem is English international. Reese is Norwegian. I think every player on the pitch for us is international, isn't it?
Apart from Millie Turner, because she don't get into England.
Yeah.
Everyone else does get into their international teams.
Yeah. I don't know why, Nippon, you're asking about the men's game, considering it's a women's game we're watching, but fair play.
My answer will still remain the same, though. The Champions League's a bigger trophy. You'd be more good losing the Champions League over the FA Cup.
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, he's like cheap local ref. Doesn't seem to be doing too bad with 20 minutes gone. That's one thing.
Actually doing better than some WSL refs, if you ask me.
I was there for Cheryl Foster's last week, wasn't I?
Do you know, the pitch actually looks better than Sunderland's?
It is, yeah, it looks it. I mean, obviously we're not there, so it's hard to tell. You can sort of, when you look at is it straight? It looks pretty straight. That's normally the big tell. But yeah, it looks like that's definitely new. That stand that we can see at the minute, the big stand is definitely new. But as we always said previously last season, when we famously ended up drawing against Spurs, that 1-0 is not comfortable. So why is it still 1-0? Like we need to keep up the pace. I think
we have dropped off a little bit though after that first goal, and that is just what the problem is that we do sometimes drop off, and we dropped off against Sunderland, and then they scored.
Yeah, that is the case. I mean, to be honest, apart from one attempt, Lewes has not been anywhere near us really. But that's can also be quite dangerous because as I said, I'm a veteran of 3 trips to Durham.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. I completely agree. They seem a little bit dirty as well, Lewes, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know if they have that rep. They haven't got like a Reading or a Durham rep, and they were pretty nice to us when we won the championship. We were there with the final game that we played, and they all watched us lift the trophy and all this kind of stuff. And their chairman and their deputy chairman used to follow me on Twitter, actually. They had quite a soft spot for United. But yeah, I think that's more, as I say, lack of timing, lower level play compared to our players.
Yeah, probably. And the Championship, it's a very hard league, isn't it? And I suppose you've got to play dirty when you've got some dirty teams in there.
Yeah, just looking at it now. So I think Russo is kind of going into a corner, which is a bit random. So there we go. It's good taking it back in the middle now. And then, oh, it's a great pass. And then, what was that? You'll see it in about 20 seconds. It passes straight through to, I think it was Barisa. It then passes it back to Russo. So we are definitely, we've got like a training pitch kind of mentality going on. We've definitely got much more quality than they can possess at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I just think we need to try and do a little bit more now coming into this first half. We need at least.
Yeah,
But I know we've always had one goal in comfortable. But to be honest, I know this sounds weird, but I always feel more comfortable at a 1-goal lead than a 2-goal lead.
Okay, that's interesting.
And the reason why is because your defending is what I've always noticed in games. That's in men and women's games. On one, if you've got a 1-goal lead coming into half time, you will defend for your life, and your defending is always up to scratch. But when it does come to 2-goal leads, sometimes you drop off, and you think, "Oh, I've got 2 goals up now. I don't. It's okay to make that odd little mistake, and that can really cost."
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely true. I think so. I've just seen one of our flags that says Ella Eyelashes Tune.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen it on Facebook.
But I think, I mean, I think Garcia's looking like, why the hell am I playing like in the south, this far south, probably. But no, she's. I mean, I think she, at the end of the day as well. I suppose this is something we need to bring into the conversation, which is this is the last game before Old Trafford, where we are playing a weaker WSL team in West Ham. So if the new Skinner is going to give more opportunities, then some of these players should be playing for inclusion. Oh, great! Lisa's down. What a brilliant decision that is. Don't know if it's it looks a bit tactical, to be honest. She's kind of just sat there talking to the trainer.
To be honest, though, I do think I'm kind of feel glad Mary is in goal today.
Oh God, yeah, I would not want Sophie Bagley. The drop off's too high. I think she'll go in summer anyway because she's out of contract. And if we want to be a top 3, top 4 team, we need to have the same view that they have on goalkeepers. And yes, there's a drop off, but the drop off isn't as big. So your Berger, your Muscovich, your Aussie keeper, not Aussie, your Australian keeper, the Austrian keeper for Arsenal, and then they've got somebody else that they're quite closely linked.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think Lisa does look fine, doesn't she? So
yeah, it looks tactical to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, 25 minutes gone for me just now, so it's gone quite quick, to be honest.
Yeah. Chloe said it's Russo's 50th appearance today for us.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
We've not done any free kicks today, so couldn't tell you. How many players do United need before they are winning title after title? It's kind of hard to say, really, because with the way Chelsea, with how many players that Chelsea has got, it's hard to say how many players we are from being a lot more dominant than Chelsea.
The problem that we've got, yeah, I agree. The problem that we've got at the minute is that if we keep all our players that we've got and we get Champions League, we're going to strengthen in summer, and we will be there and thereabouts. Looks like Hayley Ladd's getting ready to come on, so maybe that was an injury for Lisa. What a great decision that was. But I was going to say, yeah. So if we can keep them all, then yeah, we could definitely be a powerhouse. I definitely think we're at least on par with City at the moment. But if we can keep, it's big if, but if we can keep Honor, Russo, and Mary, and we bring more people in, we should be on par with Arsenal. Going into next season. So, but then to keep them, they need to believe in the management team. They need to believe in the fact that the team's going in the right direction.
I did just look again at Lisa. She didn't get fouled though. This is what the problem is that her arm, her hamstring just went.
Oh,
So
shit. Right, okay.
yeah. So now I've watched it back because I've got it on obviously 2 different screens. It doesn't look tactical, and you can tell she's wounded.
Great. Done a hamstring, yeah.
So she's probably going to be out for a few weeks, depending on how severe the hamstring is. She's still walking, which is a good thing. But I'd probably say she'll probably be out a few weeks. She'll be missing Old Trafford anyway.
180 grand.
I thought she was 160.
I think 160, 180 grand.
Or one of the two.
I
would have put Estelle Cascarino on, but Haley, that's still a great decision to have.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, the pitch looks all right, so you can't really blame the pitch. Maybe they've rushed her back. Maybe it's just a freak accident. We won't really know. I'm not going to jump on Skinner on that, but we'll see. I think
things like that happen though. It can happen to anybody, really. So.
I mean, Lad's a good decision because she's very physical, so she's got that experience of playing on poorer pitches. I know it's not poor, but essentially playing against physical teams. So she's probably a good one to put on. Against a team that's going to get more physical. Because, all right, we've played 28 minutes now. When that becomes 88 minutes or 78 minutes, then they're really going to fly in because it's no tomorrow. It's a quarter final, isn't it? So you are bringing a more physical player on. So I do get that decision.
Yeah, I do see where they're coming from. I just feel like for me, Estelle does need a little bit of game time.
Well, they all do, and this is why it's difficult for me. I mean, Chloe was asking me before about who I would have replaced for Zelen, but because we see so little rotation, without sitting there and studying exactly where they all play, it's hard to actually get in your head where some of these people actually play because they don't actually get that much of a time to shine.
Yeah, that's true, and sometimes you've just got to go off based off the former club and international to know where they can really play. Like, we didn't even know, like, Letizia could play as a defensive midfielder until Zarina said.
Yeah. And as I say, it's one of those where we've got the quality, but this is what I didn't like about Durham. When we played them a couple of times, we were so better quality, but we played a lot like this, like a cat playing with a mouse. We were not under any pressure, but we weren't really sort of hammering their goal. And then lo and behold, they get a couple of good opportunities, get a couple of run of the green, and then they get back into it. That's why I'd want to see another couple of goals before half time.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey there, Noah. Yeah, Man United definitely has a good future. Ravi has a question for you. And what's the vibes and general feeling in the crowd when you've been to home and away United games?
Well, I mean, I think we do bring something special to the WSL. Obviously, I don't go to other games that aren't Man United in relation to the club game, but I've been to obviously a lot of England games and other games in Euros in summer. I think we do provide that football culture, that noise, and that sort of bit of edge to the game. We will sledge the ref. We will criticise and sort of focus on certain elements of the game. I think the aways differ slightly because there's less of you, so it's more fun in a way because there's essentially a camaraderie of you against essentially a full stadium of other people. The aways tend to be more men than women. The home games are more equal. But I think both games, home and away, is definitely worth going to. As I say, the only reason I'm not there today is because I can't have Monday off, basically.
Well, yeah, it is a lot though as well in the same breath. So yeah, I can understand that you don't want to go.
I'm just looking at some of it. See, it's weird I see you a little bit behind me, but it's a modern stadium, but then you sort of got looks like it's in a valley. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I might be able to take the ref. Yeah, take that back. What I was saying about the ref then.
Oh, what about the ref?
I don't know. She was getting a bit thingy about Mary taking the goal kick from the right place, but it's gone now. Yeah, so throwing to Lewes at the moment.
I still think this ref is better than what we have seen on a week-to-week basis. So,
yeah, I mean, to be fair, she's not had that many contentious things to talk about yet Because as I say, we aren't anywhere near. We aren't really anywhere near like under pressure, are we, at the moment?
No, that's right. But
Any contentious decisions?
yeah, sometimes though by now we do have like a bad decision given by us, but
yeah, we've done that on the Vibe one, haven't we?
yeah, the Vibe one, yeah, I've already done that. I don't know why Ravi wants to know if you buy food at the grounds, but
Yes. To be honest, no. Most of the time, I can't remember. What was the last time I bought food at the ground? I did when I was up very early for a home game because I picked a few people up, and I tried one of those pizza twists at Lee. That was the only time. I've done it probably twice at home, and away games just never. I don't want to miss lose my spot or miss sort of the chat that we have. Sort of in between the halves, typically on the stand, you're sort of talking about the game, aren't you?
yeah. Well, I obviously bought one at Villa, didn't I? And it went to World War III because Aston Villa that is in the Walsall ground, and they all started going, saying it's not Villa winning ground, it's Walsall.
Well, I've heard of great. Oh God, there's a picture of Skinner. We have to look at him really. Yeah, I have it under great authority that we could be playing it. We could be playing against them at Villa Park for the away fixture, but Carla Ward doesn't want that to happen because she basically said, "Well, why would I give you the advantage? She'd rather us play on the crappy Bestcott pitch." So fair play to her.
Yeah, and I think last time Villa had had it at Villa Park, I think like a couple of people had a bad experience from what I read on social media. Some Villa
Probably,
fans.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
Because of
probably.
the stewards.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But yeah, Ravi's still talking about food. Maybe you're just hungry, mate. Do you want dinner? Is that what you want? This is just I'll make you dinner. It's funny because I follow that football scran, and it's all these random places, pulled pork baguettes and all this kind of stuff. They're not the same, not there when I'm there. You can't I think I did look at Spurs, and they apparently have this like pulled pork baguette thing. Wasn't
yeah.
when I was there, so I don't know where these 40 grand things come from. Maybe it's for the Prem or the men's games.
Yeah. Neil said from what he's seen so far, he's not impressed.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just doing enough at the moment, and we're playing down to their level, which is the things that Arsenal don't do and the other big players don't do. At about 30 seconds, Maisy, you'll see a corner for Lewes, and you'll see at the top right-hand side there's a load of what looks like sheds. They're actually beach huts, and that's a VIP. No, I'm not joking. So you could have a beach hut and watch the game in a hut.
Well, who'd want to do that?
Well, they're on the beach. That's where the deal comes from. But he's just hilarious. So yeah, it's corner for.
I would not pay a VIP section for that. I really wouldn't.
Oh, ref wants more time on TV. Just preparing for the corner. Yeah, so corner's taken by number 4, Hazard. Interesting name. I'm sure no relation to the famous Chelsea player. Yeah, just Mary's cleared it, so that's fine.
I do understand though where Neil is coming from though, because obviously if that was against Chelsea and Arsenal or even City, they could have probably been 2-0 up perhaps by now.
Yeah,
they probably wouldn't have given because I think Lewes have already had 2 corners, so they wouldn't have had that opportunity either.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, there's different ways you look at it, really. If you beat them 10-0 or 20-0, what do you win? Well, you still get through to the next round if you beat them 1-0. I understand that argument. but it's just about building that winning mentality, and we're a certain level, and our standards are this certain standard, whoever we play. And by dropping down to the level of the team that you're playing at, which he now does on a regular basis, actually. And to be fair, he does also go up a little bit. So when he plays Chelsea, we have upped our game. You run the risk of not playing to yourself, of getting caught out. I mean, there's a bit of ping pong going on at the moment.
But the problem is, though, with that corner, I don't think it should have been a corner.
I missed it. I didn't see it.
It didn't look like it went out of play.
Right, okay.
That's the thing. It looked like they stopped it because Garcia had hold of the Lewes player, and then the corner was given. So I don't understand it unless it was out of play. Then I don't think it was.
Yeah, no, we'll have to see. I'll get why the manager's wearing a gilet and a coat with the thingy. That's a sponsor, isn't it, for Lewes? So he gets he obviously gets some free gear. Skinner's looking pretty relaxed, as always. Yeah, so 37-32 for me. Yeah, it's just, we are obviously, Russo's there as well. This is the thing, it's 1-0, and if you keep it at 1-0, that's how random corners, random free kicks happen, and you end up in extra time and God knows what. Like, we should be controlling the game a lot earlier and killing the game a lot earlier.
Yeah, and I think that's why some people are unhappy at the Sunderland game.
Yeah, well, I was at the Sunderland game. It was it's a bit of a random pitch, actually. The pitch itself is quite good. How is it still 1-0? It's a very good point. But then we've not really been rattling their sort of goal, have we? To be honest, it's a weird game in that respect. We're not under pressure. We've had a couple of chances against us. We're not under pressure, but we're not really rattling their goal either.
But we also thought we weren't under pressure with Sunderland.
Yeah, I was there as well. Oh, you were there as well, so I forget that. You
were
there. Offside.
I think personally, for me though, I would have switched Thomas and Garcia over.
Yeah, again, I don't know why we didn't play Leon. Even if he doesn't like her for the league, she's played well in a few games she's played at the Cup.
Yeah, because she was fantastic against Sheffield United. I think when I worked it out, she's played 60-odd minutes overall in the league. So she hasn't even had a game's worth of minutes.
Yeah. Again, I just don't know what's going on there, really.
But same with Bo Risa, she's only got about 89 minutes. So
Bo Risa is a lot more frustrating. Oh, that foul on the United player free kick. Bo Risa is a lot more frustrating because she made that fantastic free kick that she scored, and then she never played again for a while. I mean, she was dropped to the bench the following game, wasn't she? So it's like it doesn't really matter what Barisa does, it never impresses Mark Skinner.
No.
Garcia second down the wing as well. Oh, just literally passed it to a Lewes defender, basically.
If Russo don't score, who else is there? It's Borisa. Garcia. There's Martha Thomas. She can score. Zeldin has scored a few this season. Even though people wouldn't like to admit she still has. So Honor, she scored a few this season from the fullback. So there's still plenty of people on the who can actually score, who's on the pitch. It's just that we're not being clinical enough going forward.
Someone just went in on Garcia quite a lot there, just outside the box, but nothing was given.
The thing is with Garcia, she's very feisty, isn't she? What I like.
Yeah, she's got that Spanish sort of fire to her. Apparently, she's from the north of Spain, so she was saying that the weather at Manchester doesn't phase her because apparently in the north of Spain it's very similar to weather in Manchester. Poor thing.
Yeah, it should have been at least a free kick that for Garcia. I don't think it was enough to be a yellow. Bear in mind.
No, yeah.
it should have been a free kick, but we got a throw in anyway, so we still technically got advantage. So maybe that might have been why the free kick wasn't given.
Possibly. We're just
because the thing is with managers, I mean with refs, and I do prefer this, is I prefer the advantage to be played.
It depends whether there's an advantage. I agree when it's a proper advantage, but what's happened a lot of the time is that in the women's game, the assistant refs have dilly-dallied or the referees took too long, then kind of saw us a bit of an advantage there and uses it as a cop-out and sort of does that because then they don't have to highlight the fact that they should have made a decision. But yeah, I agree when it's done properly.
Mm-hmm. Ravi said, who do you think United's toughest tests have been in all comps? What you've been in? It'd have to be Chelsea again.
Yeah, and Arsenal as well.
Yeah, Arsenal. I think the thing is, knowing that we beat Arsenal at the Emirates, I'm not too worried when it does come to, the
return,
the
get league game, yeah.
The home
I mean,
game.
I am a bit more because they're going to have that. They're going to have that fixture on the calendar, circled on the calendar. I just think maybe just doing some instructions on their side there. Yeah, great ball into Garcia in the corner. Can she whip it in? Oof, no, she just loses the ball a little bit. Yeah, another chance possibly off 4, and then a great corner. Yeah, corner for United.
I would like to see someone different on the corners. Apart from one of the corners, Golden, I think Golden was a bit poor on the corners against Chelsea, but she was great in Durham.
But I don't like Zelen because she takes about 7 years to get the ball in. You can have a cup of tea; it's so slow. So your best defenders can adjust and you keep and get across. She hasn't got any speed in the way she kicks it, and if she does speed it, it goes over the bar. But let's see if she can whip this in. Yeah, see, she whipped a bit better, a bit further out. To be fair, a bit of head ping pong.
I tried Bo Risa on the corners, or Honor.
Yeah, Honor might be a shout because obviously she's not going to be the attacking threat. Ooh, keeper comes out, punches it. Are they going for a goal kick? Oh yeah, going for a goal kick. Yeah, I agree with Reese. I think the score from the corner thing isn't going to happen again. It's just weird because obviously for me it's 44-20 now. So if you're Lewes, you'd be annoyed you're 1-0 down, but you'd be saying we're still in this, girls. You know, all we need is one goal to take it. And this is the problem. This is why, why aren't we turning the screw a little bit more?
I think for me though is that even though the 1-0 down, they'd be happy with the 1-0 down coming into halftime, just because they'd be more happy at the fact it could have been a lot worse situation.
Yeah, we'll see. For me, as I say, it's 10 seconds to go for the end of the first half, so it'll be interesting to see how many extra time is being given. Maybe a couple of minutes because of the injury to Lisa. We'll see what comes up now. 4 minutes, geez, Louise, 4 minutes extra time.
So a lot of long extra time considering.
It's almost like the FA wants us to lose. Don't switch off. Good, that's good. So, yeah, it's currently 4 at the moment. And then back to Millie and Maya and Zelen. Do you think that Mark Skinner's taught them that when it hits extra time, we just got to keep the ball for 4 minutes because you could still score,
I don't know what I don't know. I have no clue what his tactics are. What, he even baffled me with formations in the Chelsea game when Man Utd.
Well, he did change it, didn't he? He did change it for once in Chelsea.
But the thing is, at time to time, it looked like it was 3 at the back. Then it looked like it was 5 at the back, and then it looked like it was 4 at the back, and then Man Utd was playing as a fullback. So it literally confused me of what. his
great shot by Barisa.
what it was like, what his formation was like. So it baffled me. But right now, when you're looking at the way it's set up right now, it even looks like because Maria is obviously more of an offensive fullback, it's looking like the three at the back when you look at the line.
Yeah, there's a foul there on Thomas, but yeah, 46-40. Yeah, the tackles are starting to fly in from both sides at the minute now, actually.
I probably would have preferred to play Mannion in this game, though, to be honest.
Yeah, she would have been another physical option.
Yeah, I think we do.
I think it's always safer. It's always safer when you play teams that are below you to have your more physical players, because typically when the frustration comes in, when it starts, as I said, when it starts getting to second half or 2/3 through the second half, they start flying in because they've got nothing to lose, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So you want your most physical players, you want your lads, you want your Manions, you want your Honor playing. So I can definitely see that. Four's quite physical, to be fair, as well.
Mm-hmm. Thoughts on Skinner's team talk at halftime? We wouldn't have a clue what Skinner would say at halftime.
You got to get there.
Done. Yeah. You're 1-0 up.
Something about energy, something about energy and purpose and moments or some crap like that. You pick the adjective. Four's just got it there as well. So we are starting to press a little bit before the end of the half, and then a pass to nowhere that Zellem is perfect. Is normally very good at doing.
Hey there, Anshu. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. Yeah. It looks like Martha's still playing on the right. I would have still. It would have been good if Garcia and Martha switched it around, throughout the first half, so it wasn't set on.
It's a question for you as well, especially on the injury to Lisa, which would have surprised Skinner. Do you think he will try and rotate? Stupid question in a way, but do you think he will try and rotate the second half?
No.
Oh, Haley's saying that she's got blood on her nose.
I think unless we get 2 early goals in the second half, we're gonna be waiting.
That ref looks really, really, really young. Wait till you see it. 48-40. There's a card coming for it. Yellow. Well, that's one thing. Yellow card for. Let's see if I can see a replay. Oh, she kicked her in the face. 48-55. Did you see that? She kicked her in the face. I'm sorry. I don't know. I defer to your knowledge there, but isn't that violent conduct? I know it wasn't. It was an accidental, but foot to the face.
The foot shouldn't be that high,
but it contacts the face. It does actually touch her face.
Let's have a look.
48-55.
But roughly. Under the same breath, right? The leg shouldn't be so high, but under the same breath, Haley Ladd put her head down.
Right. Okay.
So if it was to the point where Haley Ladd's face was where it was, it probably would have been a red card. But because she put her head down to head the ball, which that was pretty unnecessary to do because she could have used her chest or she could have used her legs herself. That's probably why it's gone as a yellow.
Yeah, I see they're focusing on the United fans. Apart from Isabel, I can see there, and a few others. Most of them are South of Birmingham fans.
Yeah, I've seen the South.
It does show. Although that's there, to be fair. So she's there, to be fair. So there are some ones from Manchester. So all right, we're at 50th minute now, ref. Come on, guys. As they say, let's wrap this one up, shall we? Yeah, Barisa. Yeah, I really don't understand. I know it's a minimum of 4 minutes at a time, but that extra bit on Haley didn't take that long. So why we're still playing is beyond me.
I think it might have been because of Lisa Meyer, but it still should have been a bit. Shouldn't be 50 minutes.
No, I mean that's what I mean. So the guy said minimum of 4 minutes at a time. We've now played 5 minutes 47 so far for me, and we're still going. I think the ref loves the BBC time. And there we go, half time.
Well, did it end on 51?
Yeah, pretty much. Just under a few seconds before it.
But if we was at the game though, we wouldn't have known that would have gone over by an extra minute.
No, because they probably don't have a clock either. I know they can stop the clock, but to be fair, we didn't have a clock for a while at LSV. But at half time, United won, Lewes nil.
Yeah. Yeah, 1-0 it is then. So I'll come to you first, Andy, on what you thought of the first half.
In some respects, we showed our class the fact that we were at the league above. In other respects, we were pretty even with them, which is rather worrying because they're not even pushing for promotion at the Championship. I definitely think that the happier manager going in half-time will be the Lewes team. I think, they're still within shooting distance in an FA Cup quarter-final. I think Skinner is going to have to do something because I don't think I get the idea about doing the minimum to get the win, but you need a buffer zone, and we don't want to lose any other players if we can as well. So, I mean, maybe we might bring up the subs bench in a minute, but maybe see what he would bring on. But I think we need. I mean, for example, I don't think Russo should play the rest of the game. All the second half, if you know what I mean.
I wouldn't have started it though.
We shouldn't need Russo to beat these people, really.
I would have started Rachel Williams.
Yeah. Well, he likes putting her on anyway, to be fair. So that's probably his first sub, isn't it?
But the thing is, she is a physical player, though, Rachel Williams, and she has played. I'm not saying Russo has, but she has played like proper low league, and she's been, because she's a more experienced player. I think she would have done a lot better.
Well, one of the things that I learned last week rather, was that apparently she played for Chelsea at one point because he said, "Welcome back, Rachel Williams." So I didn't even realise.
Yeah, I think she's been to a few places, hasn't she, Rachel Williams? Actually, look at where she's been. So she's been Leicester, Doncaster Rovers, Leicester again, Birmingham, Chelsea, Notts County, Birmingham again, Tottenham, Man United.
She's been all over the place, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's been all up and down the country, let's just say.
Yeah, so they're just showing the highlights now on BBC, and that is the one big chance that they had.
Yeah.
And they just, number 4 it was, and she just missed it.
Mm-hmm. Fan has said our front line has been pocketed. I do agree with that. I think our front line could have been a lot better, but I do also think under the same breath I wouldn't have played Garcia on the left. I probably would have started Leon.
Yeah.
On the left-hand side. And this is what the problem is with Neil is when you see only a 1-goal lead, we won't see a substitute until the 70th minute. And especially if it stays that way, you won't see a substitute for near enough the end of the near enough 75th minute.
Yeah, and I wonder if Skinner is doing what we almost did. One of the early questions in the comments was Reese was asking, when's the draw? Well, we haven't won this game yet, have we? So maybe we are looking a bit too far ahead a little bit, and maybe Skinner's thinking, well, we're 1-0 up, we're doing enough. We don't want to over-engineer it. We'll just take the win, but you run the risk at 1-0.
No, there is a risk at 1-0, and even, as I've said as well, there's a risk at 2-0 as well. We'll look at the substitute options because I know there is some subs there. We've got Mannion, Elatoon, Leon, Tunkara, Paris, Rachel Williams, Cascarino, and Bagler. So realistically, when you're looking at that, there isn't really many options you could use for me.
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't have to use Elatoon. I mean, the obvious one would be I suppose, would be you would put Williams on for Russo to protect Russo. Paris is an option, maybe for Garcia and Leon. I don't know who's in Tooney's position now because
Visa.
Yeah, well, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just about protecting our top players, really, isn't it, as well?
And if you look at the stats as well, Lewes have had one less total shot than us, but they haven't had a shot on target.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at it, have they threatened us more than what we have thought?
one of the little groups that I'm in, somebody's just suggested that we need to rotate the manager.
Well, I would do that, but do you know, I have a small feeling as well Man Utd could potentially go on.
Yep. For who though? For to protect May Letizia?
For Millie Turner or Maria.
Yeah, so just look at that Barisa goal against Durham, and how can you be Mark Skinner and go, that was a free kick, but I'll put her on the bench next game. Just seeing the replay of Sunderland as well.
It was a cracking free kick as well, and I just really don't understand. I don't understand it when you look at that kind of brilliance and you think you understand that people should earn the right to play. I agree with that people should earn the right to play, not that they should play. But when people look like they've earned the right, they've still not earned the right. They've not earned the right, if you get what I mean, in Matt Skinner's mind.
Well, unless you're Katie Zellum, who it looks like everyone who isn't UK based is enjoying Michael McCann's commentary on the FA player. Well, he is one of the best commentators in the women's game. To be honest, we do miss them.
Yeah, I don't really use the FA player, to be honest. I only really use it when it's not on anything else.
Yeah, no, same here. So yeah, I'm just looking at the see if there's any clues on Twitter as well. People just generally, yeah. So a good one here from Lewis's own Twitter page. Despite the scoreline, Lewes has some great chances and going to the break still very much in the game. That's the problem, Mark. That's the problem. That's come from their official Twitter page. Lewes has had some great chances and going to the break still very much in the game.
Yeah,
that's what the problem is.
They are still technically in the game. That's just the only problem. Ravi has said, "Do you like the momentum from Man United so far?"
What momentum? I think he means movement.
Movement.
I don't know.
I got momentum. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think, as I say, we're doing enough to contain them at the minute, but you know they're still very much in the game. That's the problem.
Hey there, Niall. Thanks for coming in. Hope you're well. How's the game been so far? We're winning. That's all.
Yeah, that's pretty much the main focus of it. Actually, I'm just looking at social media.
Shall we have a look at the other Is the other FA Cup being played right now?
What do you mean? Sorry, the
FA Cup game for the women's. Are they? No, they're not getting played.
I think is it 2:00? Some of them.
Yeah, Birmingham, Brighton's 2. So is Reading, Chelsea, and then Villa City's on at 6.
The 6, yeah.
Yeah, so we will, but they've already announced the lineups anyway for both the teams. So, well, to be honest, I have no. At the
minute, I would focus on the game, because if we're not careful, we might not get to the semi-final. You know, this is a problem with 1-0. You know, if you let's look at the goal that we scored. Yes, it was a great cross from Ono, but it was in a way it was a lucky on goal, and the keeper did very badly. So all you would need is a moment of madness, a missed kick, a Zellum special, and it's 1-1, and then the game's on.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully something will come about in the second half, but I'm not entirely hopeful. I think if this was me doing this on my own, I would be very angry.
You can get angry with me, you know that.
No, but I mean, like, I'm more calm and composed today. But I think if it was, I think because we've been talking and it's helped me.
Yeah. You process your emotions a little bit.
Yeah, and I think if this was on my own doing the watch along, I'd be fuming.
Yeah, well, this is it. Maybe I've just got more like, holding myself back because I've had to be in front of Skinner when he's being interviewed and not shouting at him.
Yeah.
So
The
you go,
goal
2 o'clock,
scorer.
2 o'clock for Birmingham, Brighton, 2 o'clock Reading, Chelsea, 6 o'clock Villa, Man City, as you said.
Yeah. The goal scorer is not related to Tom Cleverley, Niall. This is the thing, though. I think every time, like, I always get comments as well. Is Laetitia related to Matt Laetitia?
No, I mean the good. Or just quickly before it disappears off the pitch. So if you look at the games, then you're probably going to say it's going to be Brighton, Chelsea, and City in the draw. So if Chelsea can play Man City and we can play Brighton, that'll do.
Yeah. Everton Liverpool's going to be interesting on the Friday night. Rather, you're going to get spanked again.
But just to be clear, I don't want Brighton away. I don't want Brighton away because an FA Cup semi-final, I might end up just doing it and worrying about it on Monday.
The thing is, though, it would be really good getting to the final, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, again, fantastic to do a Wembley game for United. It's what we've always wanted. Rather worryingly, I think 30,000 seats have already been sold by the FA Cup for the FA Cup final for Lewes weirdos that love everybody. So, I mean, how you can book tickets for a game.
A game you don't even know.
But I would hope that there would be tickets held back by Man United and by whoever we play, and we would obviously be able to get to watch it live. But I have got the Monday off after that, so if we do get to the final, I will be at Wembley.
Do you know how far have we got in the FA Cup in the past?
Semi-final. We lost on penalties against Reading at Reading in our first season. And that was one I wasn't there either. That was one of the ones I wasn't there.
And as well, I didn't watch the first season of Man United, so I wouldn't have had a clue about we got to the semis. So
yeah, we got to the semis.
Hey there, Matt. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming in.
Obviously, it's Mother's Day in the UK today as well, so happy Mother's Day to everybody who's a mother. Anyone who isn't, make sure you got them presents and cards. I'm sure you sorted that out, and maybe Skinner could give Laura Bassett a present on behalf of his daughter and actually play better in the second half. That'd be great.
Yeah. We'll just have to see, won't we? Yeah, but he probably celebrated Mother's Day yesterday, didn't he?
Well, that's when he drove down. That's when on the coach. They stay over, don't they?
Oh, he stayed over yesterday. Not like us, I knew, go on the same day.
No, they do. They drive, and then Tuni's coming on. What a great decision that was, Mark. Football genius.
Oh, crikey.
Really? Why?
I bet Bo Reese is coming off. When
was the last time he did a half-time swap? Like
when we was like 3-0 up.
I know wasn't it Jay Moore when she had asthma? When it was too cold for her or something. She had like an asthma issue.
No, I think wasn't it when I'm sure we made halftime substitutes in the league.
Bob on half-time. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm sure we have, but that was earlier on in the season.
Skinner, why?
It is my baffling one because I wouldn't have put Toon on either.
I love to know who's she replacing.
Bo Reese. I already can feel it. I feel it's Bo Reese.
Garcia.
What?
Garcia. Garcia. You've already got Paris. You've already got Dree on the bench. Fucking wingers. Sorry, apologies. Wingers, WINGS. Wingers, clearly stated. I know. I'll put on Tooney.
But I just don't understand it. Like, Toon isn't a winger.
Tooney needs a rest as well. Unless you'll be able to see it technically quicker than I do. See if they rotate, if they do a bit of a maybe they move it around a bit.
But I just physically I don't understand where this formation is going to be playing. Unless
this manager, I tell you.
Oh. You know me, I'm one of these like formation people, but
But it started now, so here we go, Mark. Time to disappoint me for another 45 minutes. I mean, she'll play great, but had a great pass there through to Honor. But like, why risk her against Lewes?
I don't really understand it whatsoever. Why put Toon on, and especially that I automatically said, "Nah, Bovis is coming off," because they'd be the people who would be swapping off for. But then it's Toon's playing on the wing.
This should be a lot tighter. This should be a lot tighter.
Oh, that was a good shot by Thomas, but I just I got no words.
Saying apparently that the reason why she's been brought on is to be a link. We needed someone to link the play.
Right, but then if you take it off a winger, you put on a winger.
Yeah.
Unless you've had a red card, you need to put a defensive player on. I understand that, but I don't understand why you'd play Toon on the wing. Unless he's moved Bovisa to the wing.
This should be.
Wait,
right.
he looks like he's good for at the top.
Right. The thing is, right, this should be. If Arsenal were playing Lewes, I think they have in the past. If Chelsea have played Lewes, if City have played Lewes, this should be quite a relaxing Sunday afternoon, Mother's Day, watch them beat Lewes, watch us progress to the semi-final. We shouldn't be on this on edge. You know what I mean? And I just don't get it. Oh, good shot though.
We're on edge because of one person.
Yeah.
There's a corner anyway for Man United.
I know, I've just seen the result of it there, as you can probably tell I'm not cheering, so I don't want to spoil it.
Well, when you know when a certain person does a corner, you know it's not going in. I hate these short corners, by the way.
Yeah.
I really despise the short corners. Like, there's no need for them. Like, if you want to do a short corner, fine. But the problem is they're doing it where it's Zellum and Toon. So Zellum passes it to Toon, Toon passes it back to Zellum, and then Zellum crosses it in. What's the point in that?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that we did something stupid last weekend where they just sort of kicked it. They kicked it. It was meant to be short corner and they just kicked it to the side.
I think Martha Thomas has looked like the better player in these first few minutes of this second half, though.
I'd be interested to see, because I know that these ratings are a bit bobbins, but what Google have currently got with that.
Well, I must be honest, the Google what rates Katie Zellum highly, they're not doing ratings today, so we won't see Katie Zellum high rated.
Oh, Russo's down, tackled, fell into the keeper, basically.
I'd love to know what he's playing formation-wise.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely mind-blowing what he's playing.
Yeah, she just knocks into it, to be fair. It's not a problem. Their keeper looks in more of a state than Russo, to be fair. She got kneed.
To be honest, though, this is the thing. It is dangerous goalkeeping. It can go one of two ways. Like, you can either look brave or you can it can result in a injury or a yellow or red card, because you've seen goalkeepers do that before and it can be a red card.
Yeah, and then number 4's down as well, Hazard, who was the only one who actually had a decent shot on goal in the first half. Yeah, I wonder if their keeper's actually going to be replaced. She's down for a while, but it depends. She's up now.
Number 4 actually just bumped into Hey Lad.
Yeah, actually, looking at it, I think that when the ref moves out of the way, I think the keeper's got an elbow wrapping on anyway. Yeah, she's got her arm wrapped up anyway. Her arm's got a lot of elbow padding on it. Ah, there he is. Football genius. Maybe it isn't clear because Ravi's asking, are we both enjoying the game? We're both watching. We're both Man United fans on the Mark Skinner. Is the best way to answer it.
Facts. What day is Old Trafford? Is it Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
5:30 kickoff.
Yeah. Tooney pulled out of that as well.
Who's been your best player for you so far, Andy?
It's hard to tell because I'm looking at it awards overall when I'm doing this, but
yeah,
I've never seen Anna play a bad game. You know, she was the main driver of the first goal. You know, she was doing her usual. What about you?
I'd have to go either with I think Honor has had a good game. I even think Maria's had a good game. So I'd say it's out of one of the two, but I think Borisa also has had a good game so far.
Yeah. I mean, 52 minutes gone as well. It just feels tight. It feels like a tight cup game, and it shouldn't be a tight cup game when the second spot of the WSL plays the 9th spot out of 12 or for the championship.
What place is Sunderland in?
I think they might have moved up slightly, but they were in a similar position when we played them. As Mayer is bringing the ball forward. Yeah, I mean, Tooney's going to do well. She is. It's just a big risk having her on. Why risk her?
No, I wouldn't have risked her. But to be honest, I know this is going to be controversial, but I don't think Toon has played well this season.
She's been overplayed in some areas, and she's not been particularly managed very well. That's definitely true.
I agree that she has been overplayed, but like I think the exact same last season though she was overplayed, and she was one of our star players still.
Well, if you remember last season, it was even worse because for the first 6 months she had to do this false 9 rubbish, and she was our only attacker.
Yeah, because she played in the false 9 because Russo was injured, wasn't she, for a bit?
Yeah.
And we had and Martha Thomas was injured as well, wasn't she?
I love how bored. You'll see in a minute. You'll see the drums again, and he looks pretty bored, like he's going through the motion. It's quite funny.
You know what? Lewes is giving me Bournemouth vibes. Like they're the same colour as Bournemouth.
Not a million miles away from Bournemouth.
They're near Bournemouth. They play like Bournemouth.
The side, they're southeast rather than southwest.
They've got a literal band.
Yeah.
They've got a literal band. They haven't got just a drum. It's just like us at Old Trafford play Sweet Caroline.
Oh shit! Yeah, shit reffing. Reese, I'm on 52-35. I'll start again. 54-40.
Oh. Both recent ones to score so bad. And it says a lot when she's our 5th highest goal scorer of last year. She didn't play.
It's just one of them where, like, you kind of want the game to end now and we'll just take the 1-0 and run away. And why? You know? I love the manager. Wait till you see a picture of the Lewes manager. He's got like a little book he bought from WH Smith's, like just writing shit down, whereas we've got an iPad. It shows you the difference.
Wonder what Matt Skinner's watching it on. Using the FA player on BBC.
Probably watching Baby Shark, to be honest. Probably not even watching the game, knowing him. I mean, I'd be interested to see. I know we're always never fully in time when it comes to actually watch things on mobile versus Amazon Stick versus Virgin Box or whatever. But like, I'm assuming there's one feed that people are taking because you got the world feed for FA Player and the BBC feed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I agree with Chloe. I said this, didn't I, not too long ago. She's been one of the better players.
She kept us in it at the beginning of the game.
Yeah. Reese thinks Laetitia has been the best player on the pitch.
Yeah, she's been strong as well.
Yeah, she has been strong. I know what I've said, I don't want a centre-back pairing to change if it works. But I'm looking on the same breath, I think a part of me just wants Turner to change to Man Utd now.
Well, we're going to have to do changes if we are going to get Champions League, because of the number of games, they do have to make changes. So they have to at least make pairings that work together, even if, let's say, you change one pair for another, if you're not changing individual players.
Yeah. I do think they work, but I just think neither of the two are physical. Do you get what I mean? And to have a terrific centre-back partnership, you need one who's very progressive of the ball and technical, and that for me is already Maya. And the other centre-back, you need a very physical type of centre-back, and that for me would be Mannion or Tukara, but Tukara nowhere near in fitness.
And Millie played poorly last week. Honor looks like she was kind of cross there, sort of a cross shot going on.
It's like, though, when you play poor and then you're using near enough to say line up again, it's like you're rewarding poor.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. That's definitely true. And that was just went straight out by Honor there. Oh, it shouldn't be this uncomfortable playing blooming Lewes. It really shouldn't be this uncomfortable.
Hey there, Luca. I'm okay, thanks. Hope you are okay too. He's watching Arsenal. Big game for Arsenal. Enjoy the game. Yeah, it is very uncomfortable. I thought it could have been a little bit better than what it is, but I wasn't over it optimistic knowing Sunderland as well.
Yeah, no, definitely, and it is at their home ground, and fair play to them. Lewes, it looks like a very similar size ground to Sunderland at least, and they've all come out and supported their team. And I read somewhere earlier in the week that they actually petitioned the council to temporarily increase their capacity. So they've literally done as much as they can to get as many people as they can, and they've all come out to support the team. So fair play to them.
Yeah, it is good. Hey there, Martin. Thanks for coming in. Hope you are well. Yeah. I think really.
Tooney lost the ball there, but it's all right. It's going back to Mary, but
that's the thing, though. It's just. Do you see why I get what I mean? That she hasn't been impressive for me this season.
No. It's just such a weird situation, isn't it? Because on paper, we're second. We're in a better position than we were in the league ever, really. We just missed out against Chelsea. Chelsea only beat us 1-0.
Do you know what the thing is, though, with Toon? I know we mentioned she's overworked and she's tired, but she doesn't look overworked and tired when she plays for England.
Yeah, I think that's probably the manager, isn't it? Serena will probably make sure you probably run through a brick wall for Serena. Oh, well, wonderful. Another one of our players is down.
Maybe that could be possibly the case, or is it the fact that or is it the fact that she's able to do the kind of play she does a lot better in the England squad?
Yeah, possibly the mixture of the two. Barisa just got caught there, I think. Free kick to United, 16 minutes, 10 seconds for me.
Look at the look at like the sponsor on the front of the shirt. Like it literally doesn't like it's on the shirt proper.
Yeah, it's a fashion designer, isn't it? Hayes and Scott. That's why the manager's got a coat and the body warmer from the same company. Right, so it whips it in. There's again ping pong again. Back to Boris, back to Maya. Back to Mary. God, this is frustrating.
It's hard to say, Ravi, what we thought the game was going to be like. Every game's so unpredictable these days.
Yeah. Oh, look, they're falling over all over the place now as well. That's quite funny. So when you see Tooney take a throw in a minute or sort of play around with the ball a little bit, you'll see that the cameraman has got a Lewes football shirt on. So it's like, hang on a minute. So I don't know if he's like one of their social media cameramen, but it's weird. He must be the FA player.
Unless they've offered to do it. Maybe, I don't know.
Actually, she looks down. She's down.
Speaking of sponsors, though, I can't wait for Team Viewer to come off our shirt.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be Visit Saudi for obvious reasons, and that's what it was going to be, wasn't it? They were thinking of it being that.
Well, I think it could be anything really, though, couldn't it? Kit sponsor could be.
With United, it seems to be random companies that no one hasn't heard of or would ever consider.
Yeah, like to be honest, like before we got like Chevrolet, for instance, I'd never seen a Chevrolet car in my life.
Not even that, like AIG, it's an insurance company. I know that through work, but who the hell knows who that, back in the day.
Aon as well.
Manion's coming on.
The only like one what you've not like.
Manion's coming on.
Good. I knew Manion would come on though, didn't I?
Wonderful who though? Let's see how.
It'd be probably Maria.
Oh, and Nikita as well.
What's Leon have to do to get a game time? Does she need to point a gun at Skidder?
Yeah, well, maybe that's what she's done. Maybe that's what the problem is. She's just sitting there next to Keith with her arm crossed, thinking probably what she's going to go and do on her summer holidays.
When's Jane Riviere able to play?
Soon, a couple of weeks, you reckon? But he's been saying that for the last 3 weeks, God knows.
Leon looks so angry, like when you're looking at, she's like seriously, what am I doing?
What's the point in doing it? Yeah, exactly.
Estelle looks fuming as well. It's like seriously.
Yeah. So who's Mannion coming on? Well, Mannion's, as you say, just trying to think. If you think like Skinner, how would you mess it up? So who'd you take Mannion off? Put Mannion on for Mannion for Maya, maybe.
Yeah, nah, I think it's gonna be 4 because 4. Well, it's injured.
Yeah, 4 down apparently. Yeah, so 4. So okay, so Keats then what for?
Nikita will be for Thomas.
Yeah, that's all right.
Thomas is looking. Okay. She's like, yeah, I think I'm coming off. To be honest, though, like, I actually don't mind Nikita Paris.
Yeah, well, she's done well. She's done a lot better than we thought. A lot of it that she'd done.
I think the thing is, like, I know that, both me and you can hold our hands up because they literally are on a live stream when we're on the Euro Watchalong.
Yeah.
About Nikita Paris and we wasn't happy. To be honest, I actually think she's been our second best winger this season.
Yeah, 100%.
And people just don't like to admit that because they don't like her.
Yeah, I mean, Garcia's not been very strong as well, but maybe not had the opportunity, and our best one's probably been Leah.
Yeah, Golden's been like by far the best winger. There's no question about that. But I just think for me, Nikita Paris, she has really stepped up, and I think it's a bit gutting for her that she hasn't got into the England squad, because she does deserve to be in that England squad.
Just get a beeping noise. I don't know if that's on the stream or in my house. Oh, why is it so tight? But anyway, we could start scoring and cheer ourselves up a little bit. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
So I wonder if Mannion's going to be playing as a fullback, or will Letitia move to a fullback, or will he play through at the back?
Anna just kept that going off her own back, to be honest. And then is it crossing, and then Tooney, yeah, a little bit of ping pong. Is it calls for a penalty, but now gone for offside? I think she's kicking off, which was offside. Yeah, foot injury for 4, apparently. Yeah. This is my concern about this game. We've already lost Lisa. All right, 4's not a big first-team player. Why would you risk your big player?
Well, neither was Lisa, though, a first-team player right now, was she? So you look at that and think, I know it's a blow, but it's not going to be a blow where it's going to affect us.
Yeah, because we've not really, sort of molded her into the squad yet, but it's very gutting for her. So yeah, great captain Russo, and then
especially when you're paying like crap load of money for her as well.
In the women's game, yeah, definitely.
The thing is, I do like Garcia, and I think she was great in the first half, but I just think right now, what's letting Garcia down is the physicality of Garcia.
Yeah.
That I think that her kind of play is only effective if you're playing like the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal, when you're coming off the bench, or when you're playing a very open team.
Well, she got injured, and then she struggled to get back because of Skinner's decision making again. But I agree. Yeah, I'm just looking at Tooney now going forward. Honor's going to cross it. Oh, and then yes, 2-0. Oh, it was Borisa.
Oh, I love it. Hey there, Zoe. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. I actually forgot about the timer. For crap's sake. There you go. I forgot about putting the timer on. Oopsie. Never mind. Borisa, man. What does she need to do to get game time? Seriously, what does she need to do?
Yeah, and it was. Yeah, Tooney crosses it, passes it to Honor. Great crossing by Honor. Fantastic header by Borisa. But I'm sure Mark will say, we have a great relationship, and it was a beautiful header. But get your ass on the bench, probably, knowing him. See, she loves it as well. She's a proper United fan. Was so lucky. She turned down. I know for a fact she turned down multiple clubs in January because she wants to try and make it work for United. And we treat.
Was she linked to in a couple of teams in Italy?
Roma, yeah.
Was she? Who was Leon? Was it Inter or AC?
Roma.
But both of them.
No, just AC Roma, I think, was the main one she was linked to.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a few, yeah.
But Bologna, mate, well, I don't know. I know Roma, but it's like maybe I focused on Roma because like they're playing Champions League, they're playing Barcelona on Tuesday, and to turn them down and turn the opportunity to play in the latter stage of the Champions League to stay at United,
Hey there, Paul. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, 2-0 it is now anyway, which I'm happy about. Borisa, absolute stunning header. Is there anything this woman can't do? Seriously.
I feel better now because we've got that sort of like mess up space that we have if we do make a mistake.
But I think the substitutes have helped for me.
Yeah.
Paris. Because Paris, for me, has really livened up the attack.
You know, and it becomes, again, it's a very business-like performance, but, you know, you think you could play much better against a team like this.
Mm-hmm. So how many subs? We made 4 subs, haven't we, so far? So we've only got 1 more left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great goal by Borisa. Yeah, absolutely. I really do like Borisa. Like, everyone knows, though, she's like my favourite player. You've
It's
always
like
known this, that she's my favourite player, haven't you?
Well, I know, yeah. You also drive with Mannion a lot, didn't you?
Yeah, it's like they're my top 2 favourite players, both Mannion and Borisa. They're both like Mannion's a close second for my favourite player. But I absolutely love Borisa.
But at least Lewes are going to have to open up now, because otherwise they're out. So they're going to have to push it.
Toon's just not really been able to grab hold of that ball last year against Lewes.
Yeah, well, this is it. I'm just looking at obviously what Zoe's comment there. Great to have you in. Thought Skinner would use this game to experiment with other players. Yeah,
Exactly.
me and you both, really. I mean, he has rotated more, but then again, he's gone back to his comfort blanket with bringing Tooney on. And it has been
and Hayley Ladd, because realistically Hayley Ladd's a bit more of a comfort blanket because you've got Estelle.
Oh, Jesus Christ, they've got one back. Wait till you see it.
They've got Estelle on they had Estelle on the bench though, haven't they?
Wait till you see it. Wait till you see it. Lewes has just got one back because Mary messed around a bit, and it was a great goal by Lewes. She messed around with that. She just messed around.
Oh my God! Seriously?
Yeah.
What?
Look at that. Millie again. Millie, I know she's well liked, but she makes so many stupid mistakes.
I don't think. No, that was a poor goal to concede.
Oh, jeez. Great tackle, but again, Mary shouldn't be tackled like that. And then great goal, great finish.
That would be good for Luzo, wouldn't it? Really, it was a cracking goal by their number 9. I think Mary could have done a little bit better with the save, bear in mind, even though she did dilly-dally around with it. But it was a beautiful goal. Deary me, man. Right, to be honest, right, I know I'd rather Mary be a little bit poor in this game than to be poor against at Old Trafford. Correct.
Yeah, no, I know. That was bad. That was really bad. I mean, it was a good finish. It really was a good finish, but it was sort of comedy of errors, really. You know, Millie makes stupid mistakes, but she gets away with it because she's well liked, but she does make a lot of stupid mistakes. Then Mary held on to it too long. Great tackle from Lewes. Went straight back to their attacker, and it did well.
Hey there, Football Power Hour. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming
earlier,
in.
didn't I?
Maisy early dropped the F-bomb. You know what? I've been trying I try so hard not to do it every single watch along, but I think it's a bit harsh though with Reece saying Millie Turner get a
not gone. I know Chloe's saying it was Mary's.
Get rid of her, but
yeah,
I guess it's the bench option.
I mean, Chloe's saying it was Mary's mistake. Yeah, but that missed kick off her wouldn't have happened.
I think both were at fault for me. Both
Yeah.
of them were at fault.
Oh,
It was a bit of a hit and hope goal. And so yeah,
it was a great finish. It was a great finish. I don't know who was their scorer. Kraft.
Kraft. It was a cracking finish though, and you look at that. But to be honest, like what I've noticed under Skinner, I don't know if you agree, we never have goals like from outside the box. They've always been like little tap-ins inside the box or just like headers or whatever. Like you never see one like a nice goal outside the box. Like apart from Bo Reese's Durham goal, you don't really see it where one of the players are actually attempting to shoot.
Well, Riesel like this. The person who scored was Emily Kraft, who is a German-Irish international footballer who plays for the Republic of Ireland. So Mannion should know a bit about her then.
Yeah, she should. Yeah, but she hasn't had too much time with her though, has she? Under the same breath, because she's only just moved to Ireland. Mark is allergic to change.
He's allergic to something.
Surprised our women fan base just take it. We have had the chance to win the WSL, but he messed it up.
Well, what you have to understand about the women's fan base, Zoe, is that there's a lot of gatekeeping that goes on by some of the supporters club people and such like, where you're not really allowed to say negative things too strongly. But we are getting there. I think the fan base is pushing Skinner and he's pushing for change. I think the problem is that obviously with the new owners, we don't know who we're going to get. Rather worryingly, Qatar has said that they want to invest in the women's game, but Ian Radcliffe's not said anything about the women's team. So
yeah, Radcliffe hasn't said. Do you know what the thing is with Radcliffe though? He said that he'd invest in Chelsea squad because he also bid for Chelsea, but he didn't say that he'd invest in the women's squad for us.
Yeah, well, this is it. 76-45. I shouldn't be counting down the time, really, playing against Lewes, but there we are.
If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Or scream, or as a football power hour said, drop the F-bomb. This is facts. We need a manager who is ruthless and not afraid to make changes. Carl Ward, where are you?
Yeah, well, as I say, I think people are thinking for Spurs, but I think going from Villa to Spurs would be a downgrade these days.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the day Serena gets tired of England and then we just get Skinner and begin to win.
No, you're joking. If Serena wins the World Cup, the European Cup twice, I mean, the woman can write her own checks, can't she?
Yeah, she'll literally win everything, won't she then? Like, everything that's to win. To be honest, when I'm looking at the teams in the World Cup, just to go off very slightly, like there isn't really many international teams I'm really afraid of, or what I could say could really beat England. But if you look at under the same breath, we've had a lot of change since the Euros. We've had to gel a bit more. We've had to do a bit of gelling because we've obviously not got Ellen White or Jill Scott anymore, and a couple of people have been dropped like Nikita Paris. So you've got like Katie Robinson coming in, Emily Salmon, and Lauren James as well. But I think Lauren James has been good for international, if you want me to be honest.
Yeah.
So
it looks like that. Someone else is not happy now. I missed that.
Well. Oh, it was Laetitia went down. Oh, it looks like it's a bit of I think for me though with Laetitia, I couldn't tell if she went down very softly at the time.
Yeah,
so I need to watch. It did look pretty soft, you know, with the initial one, and I can understand why the Lewes player was a bit frustrated.
Right, so
yeah, that was soft to go down. And then she's tried to get the ball, but Letizia was not getting up, so I can see the frustration.
See, they're in it again. 10 to go. They shouldn't still be in the game.
Bloody hell, don't put Zellum in that centre back position. Zellum get away from there. Honestly, we will not make any changes for West Ham. It'll be the same lineup as what it was like in the
Why is
last.
Why is it not on the world's famous geriatric? Where's Williams? You normally put her on by now.
Well, he's only got one sub left, hasn't he?
Oh, great!
Because he's already made
fours on crutches in a boot. Fantastic.
Who has?
Fours on crutches in a boot.
Oh, great! So she's not looking good then. She could be out till the end of the season.
Yeah.
You just have to see on how that gets on, but I think it's a bit of a shame because I think that for me was Far's best game in a long time.
Yeah, and I think she might be out of contract in summer. It's a shame, but I don't know. It's just so hard. I mean, we're winning 2-1. I can just hear him now. Where he is, Mark Skinner. I can just hear him now, be like, "Oh, we won though, didn't we? Next through to the next round. That's all that matters." Well, yeah, kind of.
Chloe says it's a foot or ankle injury.
Yeah.
It's looking that way, isn't it? So we're just hoping it's nothing too serious anyway. Hey there, I like coffee. Thanks for coming in. I hope you are well. I watched your game as well on Friday. Good win for you too against Forest. The game is on BBC Red Button or it's on the FA Player Martin. It's just like bloody last year. Go on the BBC Red Button, isn't it?
I know, because what's on BBC proper now? We can't get in the way of
It's the men's FA Cup games.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Yeah. That might make sense then. But I hope I'm wrong, but this is men like Lewes will get one back before we end up on extra time.
If this goes to extra time, I'll feel sick. I'm already feeling a bit queasy. And the thing is, they are going attacking as well.
Yeah, well, yeah. They're at home. They've got their band and their people behind them, and it's they just need one goal to get into extra time, and then it's a lottery, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like coffee done in the slide.
That's it. I love how Honor is like, come on, girls, let's wakey. Oh, great pass. Oh, Honor was nearly in there for a third. Great save by the keeper.
Who is the vice captain? Because I've never seen a vice captain really, because there's always been different captains when Zellum don't play.
Oh, hang on. Oh no. Again, not good cross in there, but cleared by Lewes. We have a leadership team, apparently, whatever the hell that means. Zellum, Haley Ladd, Honor, and Mary, I think, is the leadership team. So I don't know who our official vice captains are.
I must be honest, though, I don't like goalkeepers being a captain.
Yeah, you lose something because you need to be in the FC a bit quicker than goalkeepers can be.
The thing is with goalkeepers, though, they're only in one part of the pitch, whereas
Williams is coming on.
But I do like Rachel Williams, though. She's overhated.
But it does. It does mean that that he does think we're going to win it in 90 because you wouldn't take Russo off for penalties, would you?
No, but under the same breath, Leon.
Yeah.
Again, she's missing out on minutes.
Well, and magic of the FA Cup, it feels like magic if you're an underdog. It feels like this if you're not. 84 minutes gone. I don't know. I'm still glad I'm not there. in a way. If me and Chloe were there, she'd be looking very upset with me because I'd be saying very nasty things. Not necessarily to her, but generally about
Well, we're in the warmth of our home.
Well, you were saying about how, like, if I went there, you'd be more angry on the watch along, but it's like vice versa when it comes to the pitch.
Like, I think I've done a few, obviously, watch-alongs because I haven't been to the games ever for a bit. I was fuming on the Chelsea one. I was ranting on that. I was ranting on which one was the Everton one as well, because I've done Everton, Tottenham, and Chelsea so far. To be honest, I don't mind that. If you want me to be honest, I don't mind Rachel Williams coming on, but I just think it's a bit of a shame with Lisa getting injured because that substitute could have been used for Estelle or Leon, and same with Maria.
Yeah.
After Serena, who would you say is the Eric Ten Hag of women's managers in the world? I'd have to go with Carla Ward from Villa. You'd have to look at the Leon manager. She's a cracking manager as well.
She's got a great name as well. Bombastador, I think her name is.
Is she like the first women's manager to be a former player?
Well, there's not many of them. No, Serena's a former player as well.
Oh, was she?
I think she won it.
I thought she was one of the first. Oh, was she the first to win the Champions League as a player and manager?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, so it's her as well. You can't overlook Barcelona's manager too.
Yeah, as much as it kills me, Emma Hayes as well would be up
Emma
there.
Hayes. Bayern Munich's manager's good.
Yeah.
So
86 minutes.
I like coffee, the dripping pan. Interesting stadium name.
Yeah, I want to find out why is it called the Dripping Pan. Let's have a look.
Good afternoon, Andrew. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. Martin's also said, can't really look past Emma Hayes. She's a great manager. Yeah, she is.
Yeah, apparently it is called the Dripping Pan because Lewes has played on that ground since 1885, and the brick wooden clubhouse has been on the map since the 18th century, when the stadium was nothing but an excavated hole with grassy slopes around. This earned the name the Dripping Pan.
Interesting. Andrew's asked if it's been a struggle today. I think that's a bit of an understatement in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
2,801 in attendance at the game.
That's good. And to be fair, because of how they had to do the tickets and how restricted it was, a lot of that is home fans. So they have come out and supported their team.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of the Lewes fans, they actually look like men's fans as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would have said a little bit different that they all seem to be quite focused on the women's game and big fans of the women's game.
I thought that some of them like the men's fans, but maybe I could be wrong.
Well, they treat them equally. That's the thing, isn't it? They treat them equally. I suppose that maybe they're just Lewes fans as well, like we are United fans in that respect.
Yeah. Reese thinks the German manager's top. Here's an interesting one because the France manager got sacked, didn't she? And that was very...
That was more because of like a Wilder-esque abuse. That was more about the way she treated the players and rather than a managerial performance. But
no, because she was if you look at her stats, it was a terrific... she was a terrific manager.
Come on.
In that respect, she does need to go.
Yes.
Rumours.
Yeah, Keats 3-1.
Great. Rumours of a new stadium next to Old Trafford, and Old Trafford gets stood up and becomes the Women Under 23 stadium after whoever the club is bought. That'd be good because I'm sick of travelling to Lee.
Yeah. I mean, Lee is a nice stadium. It's just difficult in where it is. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But if you build a stadium that's like with shitty, if it builds a stadium for like 8,000-9,000, that's going to be we've already outgrown that, really, if you think about it, especially in the middle of Manchester. So we need to build a 20, 30, well, same as Lee, basically, at least a 12,000 seat stadium, which will look a bit weird against Old Trafford. So it's a difficult one.
It was a nice goal at by Nikita Paris as well.
Yeah.
You can tell she's so full of confidence here at Manchester United.
Well, at least that kills the game off. Thank God that we can chill out a little bit for the next.
I think she was probably. She's been a terrific substitute. I think she's been probably that difference for me from. Been that bit of difference in the forward line. She's really opened up the play and caused that threat there to lose.
This is the funny thing as well, because I can just see Skinner getting when he's interviewed late in a few minutes after the game and be like, "What is a 3-1 win?" And if you didn't watch the match, a 3-1 win sounds comfortable.
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
No. Hey there, Indian Scouser. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming in, and Vamos to you as well, Football Fiero.
Have a guess how long the extra time's going to be?
5 minutes.
7.
Great goal for Keats. It was a great goal. It's probably the best goal of the game, actually.
We're gonna get 4. We're gonna get 4. Oh, she give it. I can't see it. No, she thinks she's giving a free kick instead. That should have been 4, I think.
There's a comment here saying, personally, I would prefer Fuso over Paris.
To be honest, I can't remember how she plays like, because it's been that long. And I haven't seen her play for Bayer Leverkusen. I think Paris is a lot better than people think. And if you want to rank our wingers, you'd probably say it would be Golson, Paris, Garcia, and Leon only, because she doesn't get good time to play in that order.
Mm-hmm. I think the thing is I do like Fuso. I think she's really lovely player. She's great. She's versatile. But I just think for me with Paris, she offers that little bit something more in terms of we need an actual winner, because that's something that Manchester United lacks with.
Yeah, well, yeah, this is it, and it's not been comfortable, but then we managed to get the job done, and the scoreline makes it look comfortable, which I suppose is a development from what it was like last year. I mean,
don't get me wrong though, I do think Fuso would have thrived on this game, especially
if we score one more. If it's 4-1, it sounds like we're all over them, but we haven't been. Yeah. It's been pretty equal.
Yeah, agreed. I like Coffee. He's Toon injured. Toon's playing. I like Coffee. Come on as a substitute at half time. I like Coffee. Loves the Toon.
I think so should Skinner, because he only went to rest her for 1 half. That was the thing.
I know.
97 minutes. I mean, when did it suddenly become the Qatar World Cup? Why are we taking so? It's not. No way is it 7 minutes. There's a watch stopped. You know what I mean?
Zoe said, "This is the frustrating part of Skinner and his philosophy. We sign a lot of new players and non-play."
Yeah, or they do play and get injured straight away. I'm not saying that's his fault, but it depends if her conditioning was up to it. Maybe it was a freak accident. I don't know.
None of the January signings have really played, so I can understand that. Neither's Leon.
Yeah.
But this is the problem: is we shouldn't really sign injured players. We shouldn't sign players who are not fully fit either to this pre-season.
Letitia's got a yellow. Don't know if she knows why, and neither does the ref, if I'm honest. I don't think.
Chloe said it's 1-0 for Chelsea. I think they're playing.
Oh, to be fair, that's a fair yellow. She kicked the ball away before she could take the free kick.
Yeah, you are going to get a yellow for something like that, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll give her that one.
Yeah, you're going to get a yellow. Simple as that.
Right, okay, so, here we go. Is it going to be one of those? Right, so, free kick to Lewes. God, better not be free too. Here we go. So it comes in. Yeah, it's just ping pong, thank God. 94 minutes. Go on. Oh.
But now, isn't that like one of the first yellow cards of the game as well? There have been that many
maybe.
yellow cards in this game. I
If you
think there's
scroll
only
down,
been one.
wouldn't Footmob have it? Would Footmob show it?
No, because they're not showing the lineup. I'm literally looking on my phone now to have a look.
Okay.
Leticia definitely got a yellow, didn't she?
She did because she kicked the ball. It was quite funny.
Yeah, because the only other yellow came from a Lewes player in the first half.
Right, here we go. The whips it in. That number 4 is all right. That German-Irish player is all right.
Yeah. Paris' performance goes up and down and usually disappears during a major game. I do understand that actually, because you do see Paris a bit quiet in some games, and then you think, why didn't Garcia play?
Yeah, I agree, but I think as fans we all have our favourites, we all have our biases. I certainly do as well. I think the issues that we have is that your managerial team shouldn't have favourites and shouldn't have biases.
That's exactly what Zoe's saying as well.
A lot of people, have pointed out where Zeland's made mistakes, which is true. But very few people point out that Millie makes a lot of silly mistakes as well. She switches off quite a lot because she's well known. She's an OG 21 and she lives and breathes the club, and we all love her. But and Tooney's been, as you say, absent on some games, but again, we all love her. So it is one of those things.
And Zoe said similar to it's almost like Skinner has his favourite 11 to 13 players and the rest have forgotten. If a manager can't rotate 25 players, then he isn't very good.
We're going to be dead in the Champions League. He'll be knackered, especially if they've got to fly places, remember, for the Champions League.
I know.
There'll be more money, obviously, made available for players in the summer. But, remember, everybody, that because Honor was signed at the end of her 3-year, which is on her option year now. Honor was signed 3 years ago during COVID. She currently is one of the worst paid players that Man United have.
Isn't she like one of the lowest? Isn't she like the lowest paid
players? Yeah, that Man United have, and she plays that well. So we really need to give her a payday.
2-0 for Chelsea now.
Yeah, it's against Reading, isn't it? This is it.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. We can finish Reading off away.
What's the Birmingham Brighton game? I'm still hoping we'll get that.
Let's have a look. 1-0 for Brighton at the moment.
Already?
Poppy Patterson scored.
Wow.
For Chelsea, Jess Carter scored, and there was an own goal made by Reading.
Oh, so Keats again. Oh, great pass and unlucky for Tooney. Yeah, so that should be it now, ref. Come on, you've had enough time on BBC. It's 97-12. Let's finish it, shall we?
How do you get that info from about players' wages? We see it online, don't we?
Yeah, on Twitter's online. I think that direct quote was from a journalist who wrote it in an article talking about the discussions with Honor's agents. I don't know how much. They don't know what the number is, but the magnitude.
Toon could have done a lot better there in getting that finished.
Yeah, 1-0 Brighton.
Because it was actually a good cross by Paris.
Why do I see Brighton away in my future again? As it already is for April the 2nd, but April the 1st rather. But I wonder if I'm going to end up going down there twice in 1 month.
Oh.
So Williams attacks in 98-10 because the ref still wants to play on. Passes it to Paris. Yeah, she just keeper comes out. Yeah, ping pong again.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, yeah, full time then, isn't it? A Man United win.
Yeah, 3-1.
3-1. So we'll go for you, Andy, and how you thought the game went for you.
It's difficult because during the game it's unpleasant, but in 10-20 minutes time you think, okay, it was a 3-1 win, it was a good performance, but in the actual game itself we could have done so much better. I think that obviously the risk of bringing Toon on paid off because she's got off without any injuries. Same with Paris, and obviously she got a goal. But I don't know, he's doing that risky thing again where we're playing to the level of the team that we're playing against.
Yeah. getting the semi-final, here we come. Yeah, I am looking forward to the semi-final, but I think the game was very nerve-wracking. A lot more nerve-wracking than the way I expected it to be. But I think it was the substitutes that helped Man United get over the line there.
Yeah, and Mary's going to be angry that she let a goal in as well, because she said before, didn't she? Doesn't matter if they win, she gets really angry if she loses a clean sheet.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she was the first goalkeeper to get like 50 clean sheets when she in the WSL.
Yeah, yeah. And to be fair, Skinner's not he's not dancing around with Martin Ho. He looks relatively wound up and businesslike. But at least that's that done. So we'll have to see them at least till next season in the cup.
Yeah. So time to our favourite one.
Oh, it's a shame. We should do a little bit of this with Chloe tomorrow, but we'll have the Old Trafford game to preview, won't we?
Yeah, I think it'll take a lot, won't it, to do.
Yeah.
So let's go with Mary Earp. So what you think your rating is for her?
I mean, she's not had much to do, and then she couldn't do much about the goal, but she made a mistake, which then obviously caused the goal. So it's a difficult one. I think they always say, don't they, with goalkeepers, that everybody knows how many times they make a mistake, because that's normally how many goals have been let in. But I'd say 7.5 because she was solid, but she did make that big mistake.
Yeah, I think for me with Mary, she didn't have nothing to do, so you couldn't really rate her so high because she didn't have much to do. But then under the same breath is when she had something to do, that mistake happened. I think the goal in itself, she could have done a little bit slightly better to save it, just because it was actually quite near her. I had her as a 6.
Yeah, to be fair, that's my own bias there. I was going to say I could drop it down to a 6.5 or a 7, but yeah. So what's the average of that? 6.5, isn't it?
Yeah, 6.5 then. We'll go next on to Maria 4. I think she had a terrific game, if you want me to be honest. I think she was the second best player on the pitch after Ronna, so I had her as a 7.5.
Yeah, happy with that. 7.5 again. I think she did really well. Just a shame about the injury.
Yeah, absolutely. Chloe had Maria as an 8, and arguably she could have been an 8 as well, if you want me to be honest.
Yeah.
Millie Turner next. What are you gonna rate for Turner?
It's a difficult one. Again, she made, there is that mistake that was involved again. 6.5.
Yeah. If for instance there is I've rated Mary for the same reason, I'd have to do that for Millie as well. But I probably would have done a step lower, just because with Millie, hers was completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
I would have gone with a 6 anyway. So I just think there was no need for Millie to do what she done. It was completely unnecessary. I think the thing is Mary did doggle, but I just think Millie's was completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
What are you gonna rate? What did you rate Turner again?
I said 6.5.
6.5. Yeah, we'll go 6.5 then. Letitia, she had the yellow card. She'd go down easily a few times. I'd probably just have to say a 7.
Yeah, pretty workmanlike. I would have said 7.5, but again, 7 I think would be pretty fine.
Yeah, 7 it is then. Honor, what are you going to be rated for Honor?
Honor's one of our best players in the first half. Obviously, didn't score, but again, she's not an attacking player. I would say 8.
Yeah, I had 8 as well for Honor. I think Honor had an extremely good game, so I'd have to rate it the same, an 8. Borisa, I think as well, she had a great game, one of our best in the first half, got the goal in the second half. It was a great header. I had Borisa as an 8.5.
Yeah, I was about to say 9, but yeah, 8.5 is fine.
Yeah, that's fine. 8.5 it is. I'll let you go with Zellum.
I mean, nothing massively wrong went wrong with her, but again, where's the yardstick? How are you going to assess her? Doesn't really add much to the team, but then the argument that Skinner says is stuff you don't see. 6.5, 7,
Yeah,
7.
I'm just trying to think. Her corners were crap. Her free kicks were crap. But apart from she didn't overly give the ball away to the point where I could say like she was that poor. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But I couldn't give her a 7 because Letitia was better than her. So
right.
I'd have to go with a 6.5 as well. Martha Thomas. I think Martha Thomas, coming into the second half before the substitutes were made, she probably was one of the better players. But she was very quiet as well under the same breath.
Oh, Brighton
in that
2-0
first
up in a
half.
minute as well.
Brighton 2-0 up.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a tough one with Martha Thomas. I'd probably give Martha Thomas a 7, to be honest. Because she was in that forward line who started, she was one of the better ones.
Yeah, I see Chloe's gone 8. I mean, she wasn't bad, but I don't really see what she adds a lot of the time. She played all right against Chelsea today. Yeah, maybe split the difference. If you've gone 7, she's gone 8. I'd go 7.5.
Yeah, she'll go 7.5. Okay. Lisa, I know there's not really much to rate on her, is there really? But
yeah,
I think it's tight to rate her, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, you'd have to go something like a 6 or something like that because she didn't really have time to do anything.
Yeah. Garcia. What's your rate for Garcia?
Again, did pretty well. Really surprised she got taken off after the first half, which I suppose would affect her rating. So you'd have to say 7.
Yeah, I think Garcia probably was the most liveliest player in the pitch in the first half. I think she was unrightly taken off at half time. So yeah, based on what she played, she was a 7 for me as well. The last one, Russo. I think the thing is with Russo, she didn't really have anything much I could say is what stood out for me. I don't think she had that many touches on the ball either. So
yeah,
I'd have to rate the same as what I rated with what I rated for Turner, Earps, and Zellum a 6.5 because she didn't do it.
Yeah,
I didn't see anything of her at all.
I think that's fair. I agree.
I think she was one of our more quieter players today, if not the quietest player.
Yeah, I agree. I think she wasn't really any close to scoring as such. Again, possibly she might be start hitting the overplay button, but we'll see what happens next week against West Ham.
Yeah, so the ratings are in. Earp 6.5, Maria 7.5, Turner 6.5, Letitia 7, Honor 8, Borisa 8.5, who is the player of the match, based off ratings, isn't she really?
Yeah.
Zellum 6.5, Martha Thomas 7.5, Lisa is 6, but it is unfair. It was unfair for 25 minutes to rate 25, 26. Garcia 7 and Russo 6.5. How do you feel then ratings under? Nothing much has changed.
I think it's funny because if you sort of looked at that, and I agree with the ratings, but I think if you sort of gave that rating sheet to someone and said, right, okay, what was the score of the game that we just rated, they wouldn't say 3-1. So that's what's so hard to analyse when it comes to Man United at the minute. Collectively, we are playing quite poorly, but we're getting the job done, which I suppose is a good thing.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Zoe has said Russo needs to play to the top like Leon. It's not Russo's fault. It's where Skinner is the poor manager.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see where she was today, but I think she was a bit MIA. But again, it might be the way it was set up.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. So ended 3-1 anyways. And we'll wrap it up here. Thank you, Andy, for coming on. It's been a great watch along with you.
Yeah, it's been great to do. It's been brilliant. If I'm never at a game, I'd love to. I love to do these watch alongs. It almost makes it all as fun rather than just watching it on your own. So it's been great. Thanks for having me on.
You're very welcome. Would you like to shout out your socials?
Yeah, at the minute it's at AJO_87, and obviously tomorrow you and Chloe will be talking about WSL again.
Yeah, we are. So go and give Andy a follow. Hit that like button and subscribe button as well, and we'll see you very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.